Oh, my goodness. I don't know about you, Raptor. I'm starting to feel like I need to stretch a bit. I saw you off stream there on camera just doing kind of a little bit here and there. We go to game 5. I don't know about you. I'm all excited. Let's get into this. Oh my goodness. KSC, Kremlin, Ohio, Worcester, Des Moines, Minotaur, Gearing, Shimakaze, and the other Gearing. I am surprised that they're not bringing Kurfürst.
I'm not. I'm not. But I will say that I feel like BONKS has been taking, they were listening to a sconce in between, right? He talked about them flooding the map with 12-kilometer radar. Have a look across the BONKS lineup here as they spawn into the southern end of the map, Zath. Montana and Burgonia potentially taking a page out of the KSC playbook there as Drix rounding things out with a Goliath, double Moskva, and a Stalingrad. So 3 12-kilometer radars, a Vampire Deuce, and double Ragnar.
Yeah, it's kind of like more of the bad stuff, right? More 12-kilometer radar, more Ragnar. Wow. I'm interested though in BONKS's early positioning. They aren't. It looks almost like they're just kind of fanning out evenly amongst the battlefield here. They're gonna go ahead and put that Stalin up the 910 line with the Vampire Deuce and Burgonia. And you can kind of see the same thing happening with KSC. They're sending 2 ships, Worcester and Des Moines, with Serpent Lord's Gearing for the Death Snail. Daster playing safety right now, just sitting above the decap, being ready.
Right. And you can see like KSC has even adapted their strategy a little bit, right? What we saw them play on this map earlier was double Worcester with the Serpent Lord's Gearing over here on the 910 line. This time they've gone for Worcester Des Moines. Last time they did double Des Moines north of sea with the gearing. This time it's Floops. This time opting for RX7's Des Moines and Hatake's Minotaur. Still going with Aussie Zeus's Shimakaze headed out to A. Still backed up by Dana Love's Ohio. So that lineup is the same. So KSC sticking to their playbook, right? It worked earlier.
Yes.
We know this comp. We've obviously practiced it. It works. Let's hold our thing. And now it's up to BONKS to see if maybe they can pull this off.
Well, and that's the thing, though, right? I mean, of course, it worked against AP in one battle. That does not necessarily mean that BONKS is going to play the exact same game, or that it's going to work the same. And we see this in clan battles all the time when we go to a map and you hear the caller go same thing, and everybody says same thing, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, what's the same thing? And is this the same team we just fought?
Well, you're already kind of seeing it here, right? Tester's Stalingrad all the way on the 10 line. Drix's Burgonia just to his port, tucked into the island. Addy's Moskva, Vampire Deuce, they're helmed by Boom Diata. So like they've already BONKS is kind of, they've got a lot of firepower on this flank. No Death Snail wants to push into this. You've got 2 12-kilometer radars. I'm confident they don't know that yet, but times change. All right. We've got a preemptive radar going up at B. I believe I'm not sure if that's the Minotaur or that's the Des Moines. That is the Minnow. They've got the Ragnar spotted. That's Vivi, but Flukes knows that cap is clear. So he's going to duck in there, do a little spotting for his team, and also pick up that cap.
Now we're looking at this right now through Team Red's view, BONKS's view, and all they can see right now is Danny Love's. All they know is that there's smoke, so there's obviously a destroyer, and there's at least 1 cruiser in that smoke that caught Vivi. But they have no other intel right now as Nagata goes into decap, hoping he can make it. Let's bring everybody else back up.
The Death Snail begins over on the 10 line as Serpent Lord begins to lay smoke for the Des Moines and the Worcester. That's Coop and Shadow Wolfish.
That's right.
Vampire Deuce's smoke concealing the Moskva down here on the bottom end. Although now Addy is just edging out of the smoke. Addy's still not lit, though. Lumdiata racing ahead there.
Very interesting to see. We have almost kind of like our little chibi snail here.
Indeed.
With that Moskva, who was detected for a little bit. So obviously they know he's there. And then noticing the crawling smoke, that should give them enough information to know that's the Vampire Deuce that's escorting Addy right now.
They do know he's there. Addy's radar is up. He's got Serpent Lord's gearing lit and Coop's Des Moines. He does take a torpedo. right there in the starboard side as he's trying to make the turn. It looks like they're trying to turn and get him into the decap.
Yeah, we
5
got a
minutes.
little
Go.
bit of crazy action happening on the border here on that white line as both of these cruisers are lit and still lit, yet they're not being shot at. Huh?
Yeah, I got nothing. They are dark now. 5 minutes gone. KSC out to about a 40-ish point lead on the backs of their early cap advantage. They were able to pick up C and A a little quicker as F-22 takes a torpedo here in the B cap. Floops landing some 16-kilometer torpedoes.
That's right. Doofy now coming up to the, what are these, Shimakaze torpedoes? He's okay. We've seen Aussie Zeus do some crazy things in Shimakaze. The question is he going to be able to bait Bonks into chasing him? We'll have to see, because right now Raptor and Dyer have turned northward with their ships.
He was absolutely able to bait AP into chasing him. Of course, that bait also kind of happened after he had no other choice, right? They were all the way up in the corner.
Speaking all the way up in the corner, that Doom Snail has been pushed back quite a bit.
Well,
kind of ineffective right now.
And KSC has chosen Addy's Moskva for extinction here. Atake dropping shells on him. Dastard taking shots. Man with an RX-7 taking HE shots in the middle of the board as his radar goes up to pick up Vivi's Ragnar on the bottom of the cap and force him out.
That's right.
Montana salvo coming in on Dastard from long range. Only gets about 3 or 4K out of it as he takes a pot shot at Vivi with his stern turret. Dastard going to ground himself here, not going to go around the corner into the teeth of Boom Diata's torpedoes. No?
Smart play.
He is. Actually, he's continuing to leech forward. He is finally going to run up on this island. But these two single-fire torpedoes that Boom Diata lashed out with are going to land. Well, are they?
No.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Wow. I thought he grounded himself with too much of the hull in view. He's going to take him, and he didn't. All luck, no skill, Zath.
That's right, as Addy continues to come
all
under.
Skill, no luck.
As Atake is opening up on Addy, he's detected, he doesn't care.
Nope. They are farming Addy like there is no other care in the world.
I just saw a radar blip coming up from the Worcester or the Des Moines, one of the two. They want to make sure Addy stays detected. It's Des Moines.
Dastard. What just happened? He did take
Vampire.
Torpedoes. The Vampire was able to sneak a couple of single-fire torpedoes right on that island edge, right into Dastard's bow, and he floods out.
That could be a catastrophic loss for KSC. We'll have to see.
Certainly
Tester's
is a bad
take
one.
2 torpedoes here, maybe 3. 2 torpedoes that'll force a DCP, and he'll be in trouble as soon as he gets set on fire again from that Doomsnail.
KSC losing one of their battleships early, and Addy's Moskva remains in the game, very resilient despite all of the shells that have fallen on him. He's still here. BONKS out to about 80-ish point lead on the strength of that early battleship kill. Both teams ticking up a cap. 9 minutes in. Sorry, two caps each, but ticking up at the same rate, let's say.
There you go. Tester now on fire. He's on 2 fires, because remember, cruisers can no longer take fire prevention. And Stalingrad is a super cruiser, so it burns for longer than, say, a Moskva would.
They're gonna end up killing Tester here in just a few seconds. Too many shells, too much fire, and those decisive torpedoes, and he goes out.
There it is.
So the Doomsnail does claim a victim. That puts KSC back in the lead by about 20 points.
Now they do have the ability to start coming in and threatening Addy from the rear, as well as Boom Diata. Of course, Drix's Bergoni is the only thing that really stands to prevent them from doing so.
Well, Drix actually is going to move up a bit. He's changing his position here, moving forward. He's going to dive right into this gap with his guns looking through that gap to prevent exactly that push.
Right. Now, Flow Ops' gearing is now smoking up with an RX-7, at least trying to. Um, but unfortunately, they're so far back. I think it would have been better off to wait until both ships could turn back southward before they use that. Look at the line that's forming now
Mm-hmm.
by Bonks.
Yep.
Aside from that one flank, and that one flank could prove to be their Achilles heel.
Mm. Well, and Bonk's able to flex that double Ragnar and pick up the B cap. So now they have a decisive cap advantage here, 3-1, as we cross the halfway mark of the game. It's a question of what can KSC kind of do to break back in here, right? I still feel like Addy's Moskva, he's got to have been through at least 3 heals already. So like that's a ship that has definitely got to be under some threat, got to be running low on HP.
Well,
and
here comes the Death Snail.
Yep, and here comes the HE farm from astern of him as he was throwing AP shells up north at the Minotaur. Now his guns are going to be having to turn around to look the other way if he's going to fight back against the Worcester and Des Moines from his stern here.
I love how they don't even care about letting Serpent Lord get in a place to possibly smoke. They're just going full speed in. There's the radar to detect Serpent Lord.
They're going to get this kill right now, and there it is.
Yes. But that's going to allow Serpent Lord to smoke them into C now. Or D, I'm sorry.
KSC up a ship on a small lead that they'll lose here in a few seconds because they're down on caps now. They're down on caps for the moment as the Death Snail starts to creep into D. They will be able to secure D, and they are going to absolutely hammer Drix's Burgonia all the way in.
Mm-hmm. What's going on the rest of the map? Looks like Dyer's putting his Moskva in typically where you'd put the Moskva spot. Okay. F-22, not interested in pursuing too much farther. They know Aussie Tsushima Kaze's over there. Looks like Doofy took a torpedo earlier in his Goliath.
I feel like, Zath, this is going to come down. Bonks is kind of getting herded a little bit into the middle of the board, right? Between Aussie's position, between the Doom Snail at D. I kind of feel like over time that's going to allow KSC to really pick a target and focus it. We're starting to see that here with Drix's Burgonia. He was pristine a minute ago and now already down around half HP and continuing to fall.
Yes, but we have also seen before, and I think it's happening right now, we've seen that Death Snail kind of break a couple of times. So I think a lot of this comes down to, can the Death Snail stick around? Can they stay together and work together well as a team? If they start to break up, that ruins a lot of their power.
7 minutes to play here in Game 5 of this match. 8 points separate these two teams.
Wow.
As they are both ticking up 2 caps at the same time. So that's the gap between them right now. They're both looking for a kill or trying to force their way into a cap they don't own.
40,000 hit point difference in health. As look at the shells coming in on these the Worcester. Shadow. Oh, dodging some of these too. And Drix is now.
Drix is incredibly low. They're going to get this Burgonia kill, Zath. He's going out in seconds right there.
There he
goes.
Now,
go.
That Death Snail has broken up.
It has, Zath, but it served its purpose. These guys now have all kinds of island cover to play behind, right? So what are you going to do? You're going to shove a Ragnar in there to go spot them? Have fun with that, you know?
Good point. Vivi now detected. He's on fire. Man with that RX-7 is the focus fire for Bonks.
Yeah, probably in a bit of trouble here. 10K and falling as he tries to find some hard cover. He's got a little bit here in the form of this bluff on the island in front of him.
Take taking another hit, but he's got his Minotaur.
He's got to stay tucked in there. He's got conga line torpedoes from the Vampire coming in front of him, and we've seen what those torpedoes are capable of, but he's clear. KSC on a round 100-point lead. 5 minutes to play. What?
Man with RX-7 is burning, but look at Dyer. Dyer's going to take one torpedo. Oh, narrowly dodges. Narrowly dodges, taking a second.
Just the one.
RX-7 now healing. He'll be okay for now.
Yep.
This It's starting to turn up KSC at this point. What do you think, Raptor?
I mean, again, I come back to if you're KSC, right? Like they kind of herded these guys into the middle, and BONKS sort of allowed it to happen by leaving the Death Snail alive and not dealing with it on the 10 line. Now, in fairness, KSC played a really good game over there. Once they got the Stalingrad off the board, they were able to easily push in. But by moving the Burgonia out to mid, he basically just got focused out. That really has opened things up for KSC.
So, Raptor, you like to ask me this question. What is BONKS' way back in at this point?
Right now, they're in my mind, they've already found it. They're trying to pick off these lighter units that KSC has left behind in the decap. Shadow Wolfish is down to about 10,000 HP under the concentrated fire of 2 Ragnars and a Vampire. That is a ton of shells coming in. He's going to go out here in just a few seconds. He is healing, but he's on at least 2 fires, trying to get up to some hard cover, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Nope, there he goes.
So just like that, BONKS back on an 8-point lead.
Dire under more fire. Torpedoes coming.
I was going to say KSC trying to respond by picking off Dire, and the torpedo coming in on him is going to seal the deal.
There it is.
Just so that, again, kind of, you traded 1 kill for another.
Yep. Look at Aussie Zeus' Shimikaze now.
Coop and Serpent Lord firmly ensconced in the decap. Coop's Hydro is up. They know Boom Diata is coming. Boom Diata is lit. They do not yet know that Nagato's Ragnar is back there. They know now as Coop radars. Yeah. I'll never get it right. Just accept it.
And here he comes. Here comes his charge. They know that he's coming. They're waiting. They're going to shoot it. Okay. So Nagato came out so he can get shot at first. That gives Boom Diata a chance to get in.
Boom Diata is going to get 2 shot there. 1 salvo from the Des Moines. Yeah. The Des Moines secondaries actually take him out. And just like that, Sath, the game is almost over. We're seconds away from a KSC reverse sweep.
Wow.
Look at that.
And a rematch of yesterday morning, right?
Yes, indeed. We are indeed. BONKS, unfortunately, not able to close it out. They are our 3rd place team here on North America. As KSC comes from an 0-2 deficit with the reverse sweep, they are going back to the grand finals to play 0-7 for a chance at 1st place. Wow. So we talked about it before the game started, Zath, right? Like, did BONKS do their homework? Do they have a plan for how they're going to deal with what we've seen KSC do on Hotspot? You would have thought the answer was yes, but based on the result I'm seeing, the answer apparently not so much.
And can you just imagine, had KSC brought a Kurfürst? If Dastard had a Kurfürst and he had that Hydra going, right? Like,
oh man, that actually, you know what? The Kurfürst there would have been honestly a good pick, because what finally got him was Boom Diata's those single fire torpedoes. He popped 2 out where he expected Dastard to be, and then he stuck behind the island and he waited. And when those didn't hit, he reversed back and he fired 2 more, and those did hit.
That's right.
So, ensconced, now that your oxygen tank is fully and truly emptied, how are we doing?
I